In spring of 2015, it's a Friday afternoon, I am 15 years into my pharmaceutical career where I have been lowest on the totem pole and I have done very, very well. I'm sitting in front of my house waiting for my manager to call because he wanted to take this time to talk about my territory and what was going on with my business. So I'm just sitting there waiting for this call, making plans for the weekend with my friends, and I get this call and he says, Melissa, I know we're supposed to talk about your business, but I have a much more important question first. Do you even like your job? And in that moment, first of all, it was like this great relief had been let go. I realized where this conversation had come from was because in recent months, I had been exhibiting what you might call an exceptionally bad attitude. And specifically on a phone call I had had with him months before. To his credit, he waited almost 2 months to address that issue. He processed it, he let the dust settle to see what was going on. So here he is reaching out to me and asking me this question. And I realized in that moment that I had nothing to do but be honest with him. And very calmly, without reservation, without apology, I simply said, no, I do not. And he went on to state that usually these conversations go one of two ways. We part ways or something changes. Or translation, we part ways or something on your end changes. And it was such a gift that he gave me to say that out loud to someone other than my significant other or my best friend or the woman I worked with. I was so appreciative of it. So I went on to realize, no, I was not going to retire as a pharmaceutical rep, but I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what was going to be my next step. So first thing I knew I needed to do is not make a rash, life-changing decision in the midst of my discontent, disillusionment, and frustration with the job I had. And secondly, I needed to start putting out there into the universe, or whatever you want to call it, some way to figure out what it is I might do next. In the past, when I didn't like something, I would just drop everything. I moved across the country. I'd switch jobs on a whim. And now I had a mortgage and a student loan, and I really wasn't in a position to do that. I even had a dog I had to take care of. Actually, I had two dogs to take care of. So first thing I did was enjoy that peace that came with knowing that I'd made a decision that I was not going to retire as a pharmaceutical rep. And I had to make this job as it stood work for me because I wasn't in a position that I wanted to get fired. I wanted to leave of my own devices, my own choice, and emotionally and financially I wasn't ready to do that at that time. So first and foremost, I needed to make peace with this job and continue it and make it work for me, not against me. And then secondly, I needed to figure out what lifestyle did I want? What did I really want to be doing? What does my career look like? What about my health and my finances and my family and just all those different pieces that are very connected to your everyday life and can make or break you, especially when you're at an all-time low. And then lastly, I had to put a plan in place to start doing that. And I had to be really thoughtful about it and figure out how I was going to make that work. But mostly I needed to keep my head in the game while I was still there. That meant every morning I needed to have energy. I needed physical energy. I needed emotional energy. And I needed to figure out on any given day what would get me to that place. So I'm Dr. Melissa Healy. I'm a board-certified health and wellness coach. And I would love to help you take that first step. So because an important part of that, of figuring out how to make peace with where you're at and have energy every day to face it as you begin to figure out your next steps and strategize what's best for you moving forward, is keeping your energy up. So I want to offer to you a free gift. It's a Restore Your Energy Guide, simple. And I want to invite you, if you want to know more about how this might work for you and how do you take those next steps, how do you first and foremost acknowledge that you're in that place of discontent, disillusionment, frustration, overwhelm, anger, anxiety, whatever it may be for you, and just feel it, make peace with it, and figure out how do I make my life as it stands today work for me, and then what can I do moving forward. So thank you. Look forward to talking to you soon.